It's Mock Draft Monday. Let's go. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the SB Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm RD, flying solo tonight. It's the first Monday of the month, June 3rd. Do a little mock draft. Yeah, I try to do one a month at this point. Now, when the season gets closer, obviously more, we get closer to summertime, get closer to the actual beginning of fantasy football. We'll release more rankings and things like that. I generally will do mock drafts about once a week live. We're going to bring in Alan as well and a couple other people. We're going to have see what's out there and have some fun. But for the time being, I'm just trying to look at one per month. So this is my June one. Let's tonight though, we're going to be using Draft Wizard by FantasyPros. I do flip between Draft Wizard and Sleeper, so I usually put it in the title somewhere, let you know. So that just putting it out there. All right. It has been a rough day for me. It was a rough weekend. Ooh, went a little too hard. And buddy. Anyhow. Well, let's start with some news, I think. Justin Jefferson. I know you heard already. News broke this morning. Vikings signing Justin Jefferson to a 4-year, $140 million contract. Wow. I mean, $110 million of that is guaranteed. Unbelievable. He's the highest non-QB. He's got the highest non-QB contract right now in NFL history. Like, it's insane. Not saying he's not worth it. They're obviously showing him some love. And, yeah, I mean, this is going to be kind of tough for all the other receivers out there looking for contracts right now. CeeDee Lamb's one of them. Jamar Chase is, I'm sure get around to him. Tyreek Hill's going to ask for a boatload of dough. But I mean, like as of right now, I think this is just, it had to knock Jerry Jones on his ass a little bit, knowing that he's going to have to pay CeeDee Lamb a ton of money. And he still has to pay Dak. So, and Micah Parsons, they got problems. Kicking the can down the road this far, every time you do that, it's like, it doesn't fix anything. It just makes problems worse. Anyway, but so there you go. That's your big news of the day, NFL news, and then obviously the passing of Larry Allen, Hall of Famer, Dallas Cowboy lineman. Said he died in Mexico. I didn't really dig into anything else because it usually takes a day or so for you get the alerts, but something like that, it doesn't kind of bring up any other news that say what happened or anything like that. And I was like, I'll give it a minute. I'll give it a day or two, maybe a week, see what the news puts out there and find out what happened to him. But yeah, crazy. He was 51 years old. Unbelievable. I'm thinking 51 or 53. I think it's 51. Absolutely bonkers. All right. Not to bring the room down too far, but I just wanted to talk about those two things really quick because this will be a quick show. It always is. The little mock draft. Again, we're using FantasyPros Draft Wizard. I'm going to bring it up on the screen. So if you're listening to this on Apple, iHeartRadio, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts, if you want to see the video of this, it's available on X, YouTube, and Facebook. So I'm going to bring this up, and we'll get the rules and what we're going to do here. I'm going to show you on the screen how we're going to set this up. Now, you can sync your league and everything like that to here. It's a really nice tool. I use it every single year, multiple times, obviously, like I said. And you can do Dynasty or 2024. It's redraft. You can do standard PPR, half PPR, custom draft type, snake, linear. You can do salary cap and custom. I think that's for the paid version. Anything with a lock on it is you got to pay to play. Which is cool because, they do all the work behind the scenes, and it is really neat. This time we're going to do 12-team. I think that's what I put in the title. Yes, it is 12-team. I haven't randomized my pick selection yet. We're not doing a pick clock because it's just me and a bunch of bots. So let's hit randomize real quick and see where we're landing. All right, third. I was going to do this. Now, listen, I was going to have a little bit of fun, and I'll do this, I think, on a later show. Or maybe I'll join a league, like a random Yahoo league or something like that, and just pick Bengals. I'm a Bengals fan if you didn't know. So anyways, I think it'd be hilarious just to pick, Bengals players and have the whole team. Anyhow, you can select the positions, how many that you want in each position. We're going to do 1 QB, 2 RBs, 3 receivers, 1 tight end, a kicker, a defense, and a flex. Won't do a super flex. We're going to keep the bench at 6. And it's very simple. This could go very, very fast. As fast as you want it to go. So just as we go through it, we're going to stop after each round, recap, see what's going on, any shockers, and then we'll hopefully I'll remember to show the final board and talk about it. I think the time before last, I was like, oh, that's it. Later. All right, we're going to start our draft. Best of luck, everybody. And let me change this real quick. I'm going to move. I already said, one thing, and now I'm like, okay, let me change something else. I'm going to make the board as big as I can. Hold on. Nope. Man, this is weird. All right, whatever. We're getting what we're getting. Okay. So I got the third hole. I needed to, this is where you can actually have it show you who was picked and things like that. And it gives you like what you need, what they need. But we're going to put it on the actual, you can see who was picked. All right. You know what? Let's just get after it. All right. Yeah. Wait. Over here. Why doesn't it show the actual picks? It's supposed to. All right. So Christian McCaffrey and CD Lamb. I don't want to do that. I want the suggestions, but I want to show the. Give me a second, folks. Give me a second. Well, I guess I won't do it. All right, so we're looking at Tyreek Hill, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Personally, I love Tyreek Hill. The fact you can get him right here in the number 3 hole, big fan. But here's an issue. Jamar Chase is sitting right there. I think the Bengals, Joe Burrow's back. Every year he comes back from an injury, has a really good year. And unfortunately, he does get hurt like every single year. So I think the risky play here is Jamar Chase, but with a ton of upside, and Tyreek is Tyreek. No brainer. I'm just gonna do it. Tyreek Hill. Okay. I'm gonna get the. There we go. Okay, so now you'll see it populating, and so by the time it gets all the way back to me, all right, I want you to look, and we're gonna talk about it. So the first round like this: CMC, CD Lamb, Tyreek Hill, Jamar Chase, Bijan Robinson. Jefferson, St. Brown, Breece Hall, Taylor, Puka, A.J. Brown, and Garrett Wilson. There you go. So that's first round. And then making the turn here, 201, you got Pittman, Jahmyr Gibbs, phenomenal pick. He's actually, to me, Jahmyr Gibbs is a first rounder. He can be in a 12, 14-team league. If I'm at the end, like on the corner, I'm talking about like 11 or 12 or something like that, I might actually push to get him, because he is going to be a monster this year. And then you got Harrison, Barkley, Drake London, Etienne, Williams. I've been calling it the pronunciation of this name, A-Chain. It's going A-Chain. I'm just going to keep calling him A-Chain. Or A-Chain. Then Devontae Adams, 209. Oh, man. I used to love Devontae Adams, too. And he'd be like a first rounder for me every single time. Then he went to the Raiders. And what are you going to do? Now, it's like already telling me to pick Josh Allen. Next up, Chris Olave, Brandon Ayuk, Sam Laporta. I don't know about that. Personally, I think Josh Allen, he's always number 1, right? But I do want some positional players. I do want a receiver. This is here's how I'm going to lay this out for you right here. Is that looking at the board and what we have in front of us, next up would be Chris Olave. Who's the quarterback out there? How many points is he really going to get? He scored 229 last year, projected for 248 this year. How's he really in it? Brandon Ayuk, what is going on in San Francisco? Is Deebo Samuel going to be traded? Brandon Ayuk going to be traded? I got a massive issue with I pumped him up last year. I was like, he's the number 1 receiver in San Francisco. Draft this guy. And now I'm like, all right. See, I just talked myself into going ahead and just saying, screw it. I'm going to grab Josh Allen. And then here's the rub too. If I can get Sam Laporta on round 3 here, I'm going to do it. That's going to set me up to have a stud at every single position. And 2 of those positions are there's only one slot. So let's go ahead and draft Josh Allen here. Going with the experts. What do you want me to do? What do you want from me? Okay. So to finish out the second round, I picked Josh Allen, then Chris Olave went. Isaiah Pacheco is off the board. Starting round 3, Waddle, Ayuk. Now I'm on the clock. Okay. I was actually kind of hoping that somebody would have took, I think if they took Mike Evans or something like that, then I wouldn't be worried about it, right? I think, I love Sam Laporte. I think he's going to have a great year, but I don't think I can pass on Mike Evans right here. I don't think so. It's just, I think he's going to have a great year. Scored 282 points last year. He's projected for 241 now. You know, his best to worst, his average, you know, I think this right here is a solid pick to pick up Mike Evans. And that's what I'm going to do. We're going to lock that in right now. Jason Dennison with the like. Thanks so much, man. Appreciate it. How you doing? All right. And they fly off the board. The cool thing about this is, when you draft with bots and things like that, you do, it does move fast as you really want it to. It's a real fun tool. Nico Collins, Debo Samuel, DJ Moore, Sam Laporte is off the board, 307. Stephon Diggs, Josh Jacobs, Malik Neighbors, Jalen Hurts, Amari Cooper. That rounds out round 3. Going into round 4, Mark Andrews finally leaves the. Oh, you're telling me, and then Travis Kelce, you're telling me that one, Sam Laporte, yeah, he's going to go 1. He's going to be the first. He's TE1 this year, right? Tight end 1. Mark Andrews went before Travis Kelce. Wow. What a crazy world it is now, right? So Travis Kelce went 402. Derrick Henry after that. I'm real high on Derrick Henry this year. Really high. I think he's going to just fall in the end zone a ton. With Lamar losing weight, he's trying to be more nimble, more agile. He's not doing goal line work. It's just not going to be his thing. Might be a little option or something like that where he runs out to the side, but quarterback sneak and things like that, nah. It's going to be Derrick Henry's world. Snatch him up. I think the 4th round's a pretty good value on him. After that, Pat Mahomes hits the draft board here. Then we got Smith, Jackson, Metcalf, Cooper Kupp, James Cook, and now I'm on the clock. Now, the cool thing is you can go over here and see your roster. And wait, why did it just click back? There we go. So right now I have Josh Allen, Tyreek Hill, Mike Evans. You know what your boy needs? You know what I got to go? I got to go Rachaad White here. Someone stable is going to score you some points. 268 last year, projected for 237 this year. Upside of 16 or number 16, and worse is number 69. Average or rankings and whatnot. Boy, it's a rough day for me. All right, but I already kind of see my next pick. Well, one of my 2 next picks, because I'm gonna have to go running back. To be honest, I'm gonna grab Rachaad White here, and then I'm gonna look for Kamara. If Kamara's not there, because I think he's gonna have a good year, I really do. He slumped a little bit last year, but I think it'll be a good year for him, especially in PPR formats. And there's my guy Joe Mixon. Left Cincy, went down to Houston. I think he's gonna have a wonderful year. Let's go ahead and draft Rachaad White. All right. And then we'll take, all right, let's go back to, all right, so we got that. There we go. So let's take a look and see who left. Joe Mixon right after, okay, there you go. Son of a bee sting. So Joe Mixon goes right after that. CJ Stroud, that ends round 4. Round 5, Zay Flowers, Alvin Kamara. It's like, what do you want to do? Now, what I want to do is this, to be honest with you. I want to draft Aaron Jones. He's over in Minnesota now. He's going to be this. He's the guy. You know what I mean? I think right now, he's projected for 218 points. He only scored 135 last year. It was a weird year for him. The utilization was completely split in time. Oh, it was a wild year. But then you have Kenneth Walker sitting right here. 199 points last year, 212 projected for this year. There's no way I'm taking Keenan Allen in this situation. I've got 2 receivers. I don't need a third, especially a Chicago Bears receiver. I don't know. I love the stack last year. I'd pick up Fields, and I picked up DJ Moore. DJ Moore popped off like several weeks, not several, probably like 2 or 3 weeks of like 50 points, and then 20 points, 15 points after that. But all right, you know what? That's what we're gonna do. So I'm going to take Aaron Jones here. Let's just do that. A little bit early for him. Let me just see who else is out there. Hold on. Let me go to all. There we go. Yeah, RB. So you can sort by RB. Shows you all the tiers as well. Kenneth Walker and Aaron Jones being the last two tier 3 guys. And then you drop into tier 4. Ramondre Stevenson, Dave Montgomery, DeAndre Swift, James Conner, Zamir White, I think would be a good addition here. But I think I'm going to go. Let me go ahead and get Aaron Jones. I'm going to do it. And I did it. All right. Let this thing load, and we're going to scroll up and see what happened after my pick here. So after Aaron Jones, Kenneth Walker the third, Tank Dell taken, Keenan Allen, Christian Kirk, Trey McBride. He's high hopes for him this year. What is this little ad here? Let me get rid of this ad. There we go. If I can get him 5th, 6th, 7th round, I'm in, right? I think that's more than fair. Then T. Higgins, Dalton Kincaid, which I'm a big fan of as well. If you were following last year, I told you to pick him up immediately. Scary Terry, and then Ramondre Stevenson ends the 5th. Moving on to the 6th, Zamir White right off the board right there. George Pickens, Dave Montgomery, Rasheed Rice, James Conner, Ridley, Richardson, Mostert. Man, that pick is wild in the 6th. DeAndre Swift. Now we're on the clock. I took, this is a pain in the ass right here. Because I just took a Tampa Bay receiver, right? I took Mike Evans. Now I'm stuck kind of like, all right, what am I doing here? I don't really want Tony Pollard, Javonte Williams, or Jalen Warren. Don't want any of those guys, especially here. I got Chris Godwin. There's no way I could double down. There's no way. Running back just falls off crazy. Can you believe that Austin Eckler's so far down there? He can actually have a really good year, but I just don't know. Evan Ingram's available. I do need a tight end. George Kittle sitting right there. Kyle Pitts, I believe, is supposed to have a pretty good year this year with Cuzzo. Was it Cuzzo 2 Chains or Cousin? I can't remember his nickname, but yeah, he's funny as hell. You know what? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go get Pitts, even though Evan Ingram is my guy. I draft him damn near every single year. He's good player. Jacksonville is, he's steady volume in Jacksonville. Sunshine gets him the ball plenty. But he's had some great years. He had some non-great years. We're going Kyle Pitts out of position, kind of going for him. I don't know if it's a reach or not, but it is what it is. Dominate your religion. I don't want to do all that. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at the roster. Let me go ahead and tell you who was picked then. Jalen Warren after him, Chris Godwin, Williams, and then Ingram was picked. Here we are, and Williams and Ingram kicked off the 7th round. So my needs right now are a wide receiver, a flex, and then some bench players, right? Looking at these players, who's available, Burrow is there, Dak Prescott's there. I'll tell you what, I did go early on Josh Allen, but Dak Prescott is a pretty good fantasy player. Pretty good. And you check out their projections, 301 and 305, Joe Burrow and Dak Prescott. So, but I don't really need to press for that right now. I think my number 3 receiver, I don't know what Deontay Johnson's going to do in Carolina. I'll be honest, I have no idea. But Jalen Reed did pretty well. 215 last year, or 215 points last year. 193 points projected this year. I need a receiver. It's between those two dudes. Let me see if there's anybody else I can bring in the mix. Not Jordan Addison or DeAndre Hopkins. That's a no for me. Let's go ahead and pick up Jalen Reed. Let's see where it goes. All right. Let them fall off the board. Oof. Well, I knew somebody. I knew it was going to be picked up. All right. So after Jalen Reed, George Kittle, Joe Burrow, Brock Bowers, Tony Pollard, Adunze, Addison, Harris, Johnson, Worthy. Moving into the 8th round, Brian Robinson Jr., Austin Eckler, Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins, Dak Prescott, Tajay Spears, Nick Chubb. Man, 8th round these days. I guess coming off that crazy. All right, so I already see who I'm picking next. Nick Chubb, Brown, Jordan Love. I'm on the clock. Round 8, 10th pick. It's saying I need to pick Jackson, Smith, and Jigba. I'm not picking him. It does recommend Devin Singletary. I'm not picking him. You know where I'm going. I'm going to take the starting running back for the Cincinnati Bengals in the 8th round. Zach Moss proved. He always proves that he's a starter. He can be the starter. Gimme. I cannot believe 8th round. It's unbelievable. I mean, maybe I'm missing something. All right, to finish out the 8th round, you have Williams and then Smith and Jigba. Starting the 9th round, Tyler Lockett and then Brooks. And then now I'm back on the clock. Now, taking a look at my roster, I got Josh Allen, Rashad White, Aaron Jones, Tyreek Hill, Mike Evans, Jalen Reed, Kyle Pitts, Zach Moss, and my flex. So now it's starting to put together, a healthy bench, maybe a handcuff, and get the defense and the kicker out of here. Man, Christian Watson, ECR 110. He's wide receiver 46, ADP of 81. That is crazy. He just had a rough year last year. He did. He had a rough year. All right, so now I'm not going back-to-back running backs. I've got 3 running backs, got 3 receivers. But here's the deal. I don't know about Zeke here. Dallas don't know what they want to do, right? And then you got Cortland Sutton. How good is he going to be this year? You have no idea. Same thing with Devin Singletary. I mean, he might be the only guy that's out there in, isn't he? Let's see, New York Giants. He might be the actual starting running back. Yeah. And he's going to get the work. You know what? I just took a running back. Let me get Singletary. I do like him, too. I loved him when he was on the Bills. He played great in Houston last year. Showcased his skills. I mean, he can catch the ball as well. That's what he was. He's a third down back in Buffalo. So, Danny Dimes is going to be dumping it to somebody. You know, Saquon used to get a ton of work. Hello. Give me Devin Singletary. All right. I already see one of Allen's guys staring me right back in my face, and I think I'm going to have to make I'll just have to take one for the team to show them that I like the Lions. All right, after Devin Singletary in the 9th, we got Trey Benson, Thomas, Chase Brown, Elliott, Gus the Bus Edwards, Cortland Sutton's finally gone, Jerome Ford, Charbonnet. I always say it wrong. Charbonnet. Whatever. Is that Roshan Johnson? It's Roshan, right? Yeah, Roshan Johnson. Yep. Blake. And then that was the end of the 9th. Going in the 10th round, you have Blake Corum, Gibson, McConkey, Myers, Hubbard, Watson finally off the board in the 10th round, Ty Chandler, Mike Evans, Curtis Samuel, and now we're on the clock. Again, looking at our roster here, we're now kind of flushed with running backs, solid running backs, really. I have 4 starting running backs. That's not a bad problem to have. And obviously it's suggesting Williams, out of Detroit. Allen's got high hopes for him. Last year, 80 points. I think he was suspended for 6 games for gambling or something. Yeah, I think it was. Projected 155 points, but you're going to have that crazy X factor. And we'll see. And yeah, that's who I'm picking, to be honest with you. Njoku's still right there. I mean, I don't really go get a backup tight end, but I guess if Njoku's there, I'm going to have to make a move, right? All right, let's get Jamo. All right. Very quick back to me. Keon Coleman after me. Oh, David Njoku. There you go in the 10th round. Son of a bee sting. This thing can hear me. They listen. Then Tyler Algier, Rico Dowdle to kick off the 11th. And here we are. Got Romeo Doubs, Kendra Miller, Jake Ferguson. He had 177 points last year. They're talking 177 points this year. Don't really need a backup. Hey, you know what? What round are we in? Let's take a look at this roster. So I've got, 4 more picks, 5 and 6 defense and whatnot. I don't know if I can go Justin Tucker anymore. Like I used to just really go after Justin Tucker every single year. And now it's not happening. Maybe I'll wait one more round. I could get me a backup QB. Looking at it right now, you got Brock Purdy, Tua, man. I don't know why Tua is not off the board. Same thing with Jared Goff. Those two, it don't make no sense. I mean, why not, right? I mean, Dobbs, I already got a Green Bay receiver, right? Miller, I don't know about him in New Orleans. Jake Ferguson is not a terrible pick here either. Yeah, let's just hit suggest another player. Let's see how deep it goes. Josh Downs, not a terrible idea. All right, we're going Tua. Yep, And I clicked the wrong button, so I got that going for me. Tua Tagovailoa. Why not? Dude, in the 10th or 11th round? 11th round. I got him in the 11th freaking round. Unbelievable. Let's see how the 11th round, I got him in, 11th, 1103. Then Miller, Mitchell, McLaughlin, Herbert, Dobbs, Downs, Lloyd. Baltimore defense is off the board. Someone broke the defense bubble. Then Leggett to end the 11th. Moving into the 12th, you got Daniels, Dobbins, Purdy, Judy, Lawrence, Gabe Davis, Jake Ferguson, Shakir Goddard. And now I'm on the clock. It's saying pick the 49ers defense. Okay. I don't see a problem with this. I don't see a problem with it at all. Someone broke the seal. They took Baltimore. All right, so it flies right back to me. Schultz comes off the board after that. Fryer moved to end out the 13th. To begin the 13th, excuse me. Brandon Cooks, Jared Goff. You get Jared Goff in the 13th round. You're doing all right. You're doing all right. Jalen Wright and Jahan Dotson right now are the two top picks to be had. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to go get me a kicker. I'm going to go get a kicker. Now, Aubrey, I think, he led the league last year, 187 points. Tucker was 184. But there was just always some weeks where he just wasn't on. You know what I mean? Fairbairn, I think, he's going to have a great year this year as well. So, but why not? I mean, I'll give it to Tucker. He's always going to be the best. But you got Harrison Bucker here, Jason Sanders, and then Fairbairn. Tucker. Let's go, Tucker. A little early. 13th round. I get it. I know you're going to yell at me. Yeah, I'll just deal it. Picking up last place. What's up, brother? How you doing? Cletus the Cat's in the house. Good to see you, Mr. Henson. Alan liked the stream. Appreciate that. All right. Let's take a peek, see who went after me. All right, so I took Tucker, and then Herbert, Hoxton, Franklin, Dallas D, Wright, Cole Kmet, Palmer, Shaheed, Stafford. Stafford in the 13th round. I think it's pretty good value as well. Kick off the 14th, Elijah Mitchell, Miles Sanders, Ray Davis, A.J. Dillon, Musgrave, Pierce, Cousin, Mitchell, Dotson. Here we are. Look at that. They were trying to get me to take Dotson 2 rounds ago. Like, he'll be around. He'll be around. So since I've got my my roster pretty much filled up, I'm taking some maybe some people I want to take a shot on, or I think that they have incredible value at this point. You're talking 14th round. And I've got a backup QB. I've got 5 running backs, I think, at this point. Let's see, 1, 2. I've got White, Jones, Moss, Singletary. So I got 4. And then I got Jameson Williams on my bench for a receiver. Not bad, little starting combo here. Tyreek Hill, Mike Evans, Jalen Reed. Got Kyle Pitts, tight end. And this is someone we talked about on the show last week. It was, hey, old school, how are we doing, buddy? Welcome to the live stream, baby. Someone we talked about, we were discussing, older fantasy guys, older players and whatnot, and Adam Thielen was on that list. And I was like, yeah, I think I would take him. Why not? He scored 229 fantasy points last year, right? He's projected for 169. What's his name should be getting better this year. It's his second year. He didn't have like a blowout, a great first year. He's terrible. Carolina sucked. Got to get better, right? I mean, either way, you're going to get some points from him. And I think here in the 14th round, it's a good spot. Grab you another receiver, and why not, right? So, boop. There we go. Let's see who comes off the board. I'm ready for fantasy football, and I do have some announcements at the end of this right here, and we'll get to it. To end the 14th, Wicks and then Madison. Start the 15th, New York Jets defense, Cleveland defense. And since I already got my defense and my kicker all squared away, we're looking at some other players that maybe it's like, hey, want to take a shot at him maybe? Got Bucky Irving out of Tampa Bay. If you want, he'd be my backup, be my handcuff, I guess. Kenneth Gainwell, not interested, just not. Hunter Henry's not a terrible place to be on this one, but I'm pretty sure, didn't I draft another tight end? Did I have 2 tight ends? Nope, just 1. Okay, good. Can he be that great? I don't. His upside's there. There's nobody else getting the ball in New England. There's nobody to throw it to. Oh, I mean, I guess they just dump it off to Ramondre a million times. Let's see some more suggestions here. I just want to see. Jamal Williams, he's got the craziest picture ever. He's the craziest. That guy is so wild ass. I can't take him. I think if I have to go, this is my second to last pick. We can go ahead and grab a backup tight end. Why not? But it leaves me with, I don't know who I'm going to pick on my last one here. I have no idea. No clue. All right. Let's see who left after Hunter Henry. Miami, Buffalo, Kansas City. Quentin Johnston off the board. Aubrey, Pittsburgh, New Orleans. Mims, 15 out of the 11 hole, round 15, 11 spot, and then ends with Philadelphia defense. 16 round starts with Tyler Bass, then Sanders, Bucker, Fairbairn, Houston D, Elliott, Moody, Koo, McPherson, Monet, and then here we are. I don't really care at this point. It's like, who do you want to actually go grab? I just don't know. I don't know. Do you really trust a wide receiver out of New York? Like I said, I was going to grab my backup. But you know what? I don't have a Philly running back. They've got like 12 of them. Might as well just draft. The experts saying, hey, pick him. He had 97 points last year. 95. Yeah, no, give me the kid. Do you see how quick I pivot? I was out. I was freaking out of there. All right, here we go. My team. We got Josh Allen, Rashad White, Aaron Jones, Tyreek Hill, Mike Evans, Jalen Reed, Kyle Pitts, Zach Moss, Niners D, Tucker, and then on my bench, Devin Singletary, Jameis Williams, Tua, Adam Thielen, Hunter Henry, and Bucky Irving. There you go. I think it's a solid team. This is a team I think that's absolutely got championship written all over it, and it could do some damage. So, but here is the whole draft board. Taking a look. Are you shocked that Allen went in the second round? Not really. It was me that picked him, but another QB. Let me move this over just a little bit. Check this out. So you have Josh Allen going in the second. Another quarterback's not taken until the third. And it's like the late third. Jalen Hurts. Then 3 are taken in the fourth round. Kicks off with Mahomes is finally taken. 404. Lamar Jackson, 406. CJ Stroud, 412. And then Anthony Richardson, 607. Joe Burrow, 705. Dak Prescott, 805. Kyler Murray, 803. That's insane. Caleb Williams being drafted in the 8th round, I think, is absolutely absurd. Jordan Love, I could see him going earlier, too. Boy, he ended on fire last year. Can you imagine if he somehow holds on to that? What kind of damage he's going to do? Oof. Tua, all the way in 11th. I don't know. Maybe it was his playoffs. Maybe the playoffs or something like that. Or, they just weren't a little chilly outside. Sorry, I got a little baseball on up here. Trevor Lawrence, Brock Purdy, and Jaden Daniels all taken in the 12th round. Matt Stafford in the 13th round. Jared Goff in the 13th round. That's value right there. Jared Goff in the 13th round. Unbelievable. Kirk Cousins in the 14th. I would take, I think that's a dude that I would wait on and get late if I knew I was going to get him. Him being in Atlanta, surrounded by all that talent. Hopefully he heals up. Everything's fine. That's what the chance is, right? Terrible injury for him, but buddy, they are stacked out there in Atlanta. That was the last QB taken. So, was I the only one that took 2 QBs? No, okay. I was just seeing. Yeah. Good looking stuff. Now, when you see these drafts and you're CMC's been it's like 101, like in every single mock draft I've done. But you have to know who you're drafting with, right? We say it all the time, because if you're wanting, if you're drafting with a Dallas guy, these Cowboy fans are relentless. Same thing with Detroit and every fan base, right? But they will go out of their way and they're going to pick CeeDee Lamb first, or like me, I love Jamar Chase. I think he's going to have a great year, but I put that to the side. And it's like, I can't pass on Tyreek Hill. I can't do it. Jamar Chase is amazing, an amazing player, but he is absolutely reliant on, obviously, Joe Burrow. And he's healthy. He obviously worked last offseason to learn how to fall and not smack his head on the ground. Oh my God. Oof. Those injuries, man. That had me shaking. But the Burrow should bounce back, but I just couldn't get away from not picking Tyreek Hill, right? Jamar Chase went after that. And Bijan Robinson, I think right here in the 105, I think that's a good spot for Robinson. I could see him dropping just like at spot or two because Amon-Ra St. Brown's right there. Justin Jefferson, obviously, people love him. He's a great player. How's he going to – you got to get him the ball. Who's throwing – I mean, we obviously know is it McCarthy up there, I believe? How's he going to do in the NFL, you know? So anyhow. Or wait, what's his name's going to start? I can't think of it. I just always see him as the evil kid from the what's that Pixar movie? You know what I'm talking about? But anyway, I'm not taking Breece Hall this early. He went at 108. I've seen him go as high as 105. I'm not taking him in the first round because I can see other players I want before I get to that point. Well, maybe in the first round of a 12-team league. I want somebody else to take him. Jonathan Taylor, remember last month, he was like in the second round. And people were starting to realize, oh, yeah, Jonathan Taylor, he's a really good freaking football player. He's the running back. Anthony Richardson's healthy. You know what I mean? Like, they're starting to realize it. Puka going in the first round is bound to happen. And going in front of A.J. Brown, I don't know about all that, but Puka had a hell of a season last year. Poised to run it back again. Nothing going to slow that kid down. Oof. Garrett Wilson in the first round to end the first. I don't know about that. I think it might be just a lack of, Kyron Williams was being drafted higher last week. I can't believe Jahmyr Gibbs. This is what I'm saying right here. Like, so I wouldn't take Breece Hall in the first round, but I would take Jahmyr Gibbs in the first round. That's who I would replace here. You know what I'm saying? And then Garrett Wilson, put anybody else there. I don't know. Drake London, Michael Pittman. Yeah, that's who I would take over Garrett Wilson. So there is a lot. You have to know who you're drafting with. Have your players go after your guys. Don't be afraid to, if you want your guy, you got to go get your guy, but don't way overpay, by like 2 rounds or anything like that. But pivot, always be able to, all right, well, can't get my guy in here. Let me see if I can get some value somewhere else. I see Samuel Porter right here being taken in the 3rd round. I could have seen him taken in the 2nd round. I mean, that's the weird thing about this. I don't know what it is about this with Samuel Porter. Hold on. Because if he's tight end 1 and they got crazy expectations for him, like Kelsey was being drafted in the 1st round, right? Why isn't Samuel Porter at least in the 2nd round? There must be something that something is pushing him down into the 3rd round, right? But if he has another wild-ass season, he's going to be 1st round until the end of time, until he's done, right? You got Kelsey now falling out, being in the 1st round for years and years, and then 2nd round, now he's in the 4th round. 2nd pick of the 4th round. Mark Andrews going 401, Travis Kelce going 402. I do like Dalton Kincaid and Trey McBride in the 5th round. No problems there. I wouldn't mind picking up either one of those guys. But, I like to build my team. I like to have studs in each position, obviously. And, Josh Allen was right there. Y'all see my previous draft boards. I'm kind of all over the place, but there's a little bit of something, you know what I mean? Like what's it called? Madness, the method to the madness. So madness to the method to madness, blah, 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 blah. I can't even talk. So, but I mean, for me, nothing really else stands out. I'm not taking Keenan Allen in the 5th. When it was brought up to me, I was like, nah, I'm not doing all that. I'm going to take Aaron Jones. That's another pick. Alan brought it up on the other show. The kind of aging players and whatnot. I was like, nah, I'm just out this year. I just am. I'm just out on him. And he's been I've been drafting him for years. But eventually just got to come to an end, And it's not like he's terrible, but he's just not, he'll be a target magnet, but there is some competition out that way. And you have Caleb Williams. You don't know what he's going to do. You have no idea. Oh, buddy, another great draft. You see Austin Eckler, 8th round, on just bonkers. I am curious to see how Nick Chubb does. In the 8th round, I think you're getting some good value there because he is a running back 1, RB1 for sure. But Jerome Ford showed you what he can do. So, some issues. Whoo, buddy. Well, that's another draft in the books. A couple things before I go. We are doing the Strikeout Beer Fantasy. If you don't know what Strikeout Beer is, that's what the SB in SB Fantasy Football stands for. Strikeout Beer is the initial show that Alan and I created. It live streams Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Central Time on Facebook, YouTube, X, Instagram, TikTok. Where the hell else are we? We're everywhere. So anyways, we're going to do our annual Strikeout Beer League. It's a free league to get in, but there is somewhat limited spots. I think we limit it to like 12. So our Patreon subscribers get in first. Our Twitch subscribers get in after that, and then we open it up. So just FYI on that. And then we're going to try to do the all-team league, the NFL league, where you have a team. You only have one NFL team. That's the only team you can fill out each week. So I have the Bengals, Alan has the Lions, Lizzie has the Giants, and so we can only have players from that team. So there's no waiver wire pickup transfers or anything like that. No trades, but you will set a lineup. Now we might make the starting lineup a little bit smaller so that you have to make some decisions. You know what I mean? You might only have one running back slot, 2 wide receiver slot, a tight end, and then you'll have to keep up with if the player's injured. If they're not going to play, you're going to have to slide someone else in there. But we got to figure out bye weeks. But everybody's going to have one, so I think you're just going to take a loss that week. Screw it. It is what it is, right? But that league is free to our Patreon subscribers, patreon.com/strikeoutbeer. Get in there for $5, I think, or $3. $3, you can buy your old pals a beer. And then for the Strikeout Beer League, it's free, like I said, for Patreon and Twitch subscribers, things like that. I threw up $100 to the winner last year. You're looking at the winner. That's right. And then the other league will be like $10 or $20. I was talking to Alan. We're going to figure it out because we want just a little bit of commitment because it's a rather long season, obviously. We want people to stay engaged, stay something. They got a little skin in the game. Not much, not too much either. It's just like, okay, but we'll figure it out. I don't know if we'll pay top 3. Maybe we might just do winner take all. So just a little something extra in your pocket. But yeah, that's it. All right, so a couple other things real quick. SB Baseball is still going on. Daily content from Alan. He does the recap. And then we do about 1 to 2 extra shows a week, talking about hot topics or news and things like that. Then we have, obviously, the SB Fantasy Football. That's what you're listening to right now. Strikeout Beer. We've got Texas Ranger Roundup. All of our shows, you can check them out everywhere you listen to podcasts. And most of them do have video as well. With the exception of SB Baseball. SB Baseball only has like 1 video a week. The rest is just all audio. It's easy peasy. And then the Texas Ranger Roundup, I don't do video on that. It's just straight audio as well. So, you know what? I appreciate y'all being here. I love doing mock drafts. I like seeing where, and just like I told you last week, well, where did that go? There we go. I told you last week, even though you're drafting around or with bots, ECRs change, rankings change every single week. It seems like and you can start to see where these names are kind of going to end up and give you a little bit of insight as to where you're going to want to draft them. So, but yeah, I love doing mock drafts. A ton of fun. We'll have our rankings start coming out, I think, in July, because we'll have, because some of the shows are just going to have to be relatively short because we do go live on SB Fantasy before the Strikeout Beer show. So like 7 o'clock, we do SB Fantasy Football, and then we'll go live for SB Baseball as well. So it's a busy Wednesday. I understand, from like 6:30, and those are like 30-minute shows, and then 8 o'clock rolls around Central Time. Strikeout Beer starts. We roll that out for an hour and a half. But yeah, lots of fun. But we'll see. Like I said, we'll crank out those rankings. Obviously you get more content. You get can't wait for football season. Me either, Mrs. Bingham. Me either. I super jazzed. Someone mentioned, I think they posted, I think it was Scott Hansen or whatever. He posted, he goes 100 days from the red zone. I was like, buddy, it's so freaking close. Summer. I mean, we're in June, Oh, buddy. Hard Knocks. I think it's this year it's going to be Chicago. Obviously, they're going to do that. And so we'll see how that goes. So when Hard Knocks starts rolling out, people start creating all these leagues, and I'm in a ton of leagues. Dynasty for the first time. I don't I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm a redraft guy. I've been a redraft guy since day one. And it's just my thing, But we'll see how I do with that. All right. I've yammered on enough. But, I appreciate you being here. And you know what? Y'all have yourself a great week. And catch us Wednesday. We'll see you.